Hi there, this is Skip versus Ernestine. This is round 46 brought to you by David Protein Bars. I'm not Ernestine because she is she and she is the star of this show.
Yeah,
and
I'm the versus.
She's the versus.
I'm the versus.
And you've got on a music
box. It's my favorite theater in New York City.
You got to let go of New York. You live in
let
LA
go of New
now,
York. I'm
and
not,
you're just living in the past.
This is my favorite
You're
theater in New York City. Yeah. I've seen the best shows at this theater.
I lived, I don't know how long with you, 10 years in New York, and I never went to the music box with you. You must have been going with somebody else. I don't know.
I don't think we lived 10 years together in New York.
Well, 2005 to 2016.
I had my apartment, remember?
Well, for a couple of years you did.
For most of the years.
Then you took over mine.
Yeah, well, you were living in the boondocks in ESPN world.
But you started to like the boondocks, right?
I like Target. Target was the best.
Great.
Super Target.
That's the only reason to go to Central Connecticut.
I couldn't wait to go up there and get the big shopping cart and bring back lots of things I didn't need, but it was the best. Super Target.
Okay, so we will get to all of your questions and comments, the lifeblood of this show, and we got some doozies this week. But by the way, just before we started the show, she walks in and she says, "It's freezing in here." And I'm like,
"You can hang meat in here."
You couldn't hang meat. You always say that.
Well, it's a term that people say when it's freezing. It's so cold in here. I have silk underwear underneath this.
Okay, so our biggest battle in our relationship is hot cold. It's just
one of them.
It's morning to bedtime.
He likes it where it's so cold. Honestly,
I like
you
it
have
the
no
way
blood in your
other
veins.
humans like it because it's 85 degrees outside in Los Angeles, California right now.
I don't understand. It could be 65 in here and it's too cold in here.
It's ridiculous.
You have no blood. You need to go to a doctor.
No, you need to. We've got to get you prescribed some like warm pills. You need to take pills to warm you up. And she always touches me with her hand, and it's just like freezing.
Because he
like
has something wrong
alien.
with him that you're an alien. You have something wrong with you that you don't feel when it's cold. Like I don't know.
When
were
it's
you born
85
in, like,
degrees
the
outside, humans. Yeah.
You're like an alien in the
raised by
tundra.
wolves. She always says I was raised
by wolves, like Cujo.
Yeah.
You must have been raised by like I don't even know.
I'm a
Ice
warm,
Cube family.
I'm a warm person. You're a cold person. You have a cold heart, right?
Yeah, feel my nose. It's cold today.
She's frozen. I don't get it. So it's a constant battle of the temperature gauge, you know.
Thermostat.
Like
Thermostat,
up and down, fight. And I'm sitting here watching TV.
I have a space heater in my office because it gets so cold in there. I have to put the space heater on.
I finally have to say, God, I'm sitting here, we're watching some movie, and I say, I'm sorry, I'm sweating.
Well, what else is new? You're always sweating.
So I said, can we just turn it up like 1 degree till the air comes on?
Right. Yeah.
Just 1 degree.
Like a frog in a box.
Then when I exercise over there ways, and you know, I come in the morning and she's doing something to exercise, and I say, well, I'm going to go really hard. I got to turn it down or I'll just die.
And
I'll
I have
just
to wear
run
a
out of
coat
water.
to work out.
No, you don't.
I do too.
Then you don't really work out.
Gerald McCoy told me the day that I was with Gerald McCoy, he said that he puts on extra clothes to work out because as a football player, that was how he did his workouts. Like a lot of athletes put a lot of layers on to work out.
Okay, the problem with that is
I'm an athlete.
You're going to run out of fluid. You're going to dehydrate so quickly that you won't be able to continue with your workout.
I never dehydrate. I don't sweat and I don't dehydrate.
She doesn't sweat.
I don't sweat.
Maybe you need to work out harder, where you go harder and get your heart beat
that's
up.
That's what I need to do, work out.
Lift a little harder. I don't know. This is Skip versus
Ernestine. You need to go to a doctor.
Yeah, we got it. There are pills out there you can take to warm your blood up.
You need to take pills to get regulated. I don't know. You need some kind of regulator.
I'm the normal one.
Yeah, Abby
She's
Normal.
the freak.
Yeah. Marilyn Munster from the Munsters.
Abby Normal.
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
Do you remember that?
What hump?
He got the wrong brain. Abby Normal.
Yeah, Abby Normal.
It's abnormal. That created Frankenstein. I'm your Frankenstein, right?
And my friend Tom just sent me yesterday, there's a new Frankenstein coming out, but you know what? I'm kind of over the Frankensteins. How many Frankensteins can they remake?
Now we're going to talk about Frankenstein? They're doing another one?
Yes.
God.
And it's supposed to be this over-the-top one, but I have to tell you, I told Tom, I'm out. I'm tired of Frankensteins.
Well, after,
just like the Batmans.
After Mel Brooks satirized Frankenstein, it was all-time funny. It was really
that's
good.
the best. But I mean, how many Frankensteins
Peter
can
Boyle.
they make?
Yeah.
Dracula, the one that I like with Klaus
Bang.
he was incredible. That PBS was incredible for Dracula.
Well, Mary Shelley lives forever because she created it. And the story goes that they were just kids, and they were like couples. There were like 5 or 6 couples, and they were on a retreat or so, they were just out drinking and drugging, and they decided to tell ghost stories, see who could top whom with a ghost story, just sitting around in altered states.
Yeah.
And she told the Frankenstein story, and somebody said, you should write that. So she wrote it as a book.
There you go.
And she couldn't sell it under her name because the publisher said, nobody will buy this from a woman.
Yeah,
right? Well, she lives forever. Way to go, Mary Shelley. God, she's brilliant. Okay, from Mary Shelley, we leap back to the
real world?
The real world of pop culture, of Kim Kardashian, one of your favorite figures. So you
Taylor.
read something, you went off the other day to me, so
it
just
was just
kind
kind
of
of
spill
crazy.
it.
I read that her 12-year-old daughter, Northwest.
I went to Northwest High School.
I love North by Northwest, Alfred Hitchcock.
So
That's
we're
my
doing
favorite
that.
North by Northwest.
Way to go,
She's
Kim.
12 years old, and everyone was going nuts
Yeah.
because she had these fake tattoos and the fake grill and the fake makeup and everything. And so at 12 years old, it's just a little over the top. And then I read that in August they were in Rome, and she was sporting a corset, and she had piercing on her hands, her fingers. I don't know, 12 years old. But they did fly over on the private jet, so I guess it kind of goes along with that world at 12.
Okay, so your
I just
point
think
is
12 is a little young.
too young?
I think so.
So you don't have children. We opted not to have children, but if
I know a million
if
people
she
that
were,
do.
If she were yours at 12, no way.
No way.
Okay.
No way.
All right.
Are you kidding me? 12 years old to let your daughter, I'd let her have ears pierced. I wouldn't let her have any other piercings anywhere else.
Given whom she's grown up around,
Yeah,
all the
well, I
stars
guess
in
that
their
makes
lives,
sense.
she's probably 12 going on 24, right?
That is true.
But
That
the one
is
thing
true.
you can't change is you're still 12. And
Well, that's the thing. As my mother would say, when women would have so much plastic surgery and facelifts and hand lifts and everything else, my mother would say, but inside, that is the real you.
yeah, you're
Doesn't
still
matter.
however old you
It is.
are, right?
You could do all the stuff on the outside, but inside your body is the age that it is, and it breaks down at some point.
It just does. You can't stop it.
So you can camouflage the outside, but you can't camouflage the inside.
Okay. So I think it's very difficult for superstars to raise kids because it's so difficult for the kids to blend into the real world and understand real world problems because you're so protected and you're in this cocoon of wealth where you have
The
no
abnormal becomes the
yes,
normal.
yes, and you have no idea what real world problems are until at some point you have no choice. You have to step into the real world and sort of start your own life. And I don't know when you might be 30
But I
before
think
you
it
do that.
depends on who the parents are, because I think that there are a lot of A-list actors, entertainers that don't live in that crazy world, that they are who they are, but they can raise their kids not in that crazy world. I think that there are some.
Well, Kanye is obviously a very, very gifted artist,
Yes.
lyricist, all the above, performer. But he can be pretty out there, and if the kids are shared between him and her, which I assume they are, that's going to be really difficult.
I don't even just know, I don't think it's just his world. Look
Hers
at that
is pretty
world.
crazy, yeah. No, I agree.
That
But
entire world.
I don't know. I like her more than you do. I think she's
I don't
smart.
have anything against her. I just think that, to me, honestly, I'm so over the Kardashians and now it's the second generation of the Kardashians. I'm just over it, and it's
I
been
just,
too long.
I have no idea why I'm saying this, but from a distance, I get the feeling she would be a pretty good mom, pretty dedicated.
Well, I don't
She's
know anything
smart.
about
She's
that. Well, I guess she's smart. She did Elizabeth Taylor documentary, so that gives her.
And you won't even watch it
I will
because
not
of her
watch it. I'm
stamp
sorry.
on it.
I will
And
not
I would.
I would
I'm
not.
going to have to watch it on the
You're
treadmill.
going to have to go to their house to watch it. Go
Their
visit the
house.
Kardashians.
It's not that far from where we're sitting.
No, we
right
could.
now.
You could take a road trip and go there. Maybe they'll
Okay.
turn the air down for you.
Would you, Kim? Would you have it?
Well, there's the other
could we
sisters.
hang meat in your
I
house?
do like the brother. Out of
Do
all
you?
of them, I like Rob. I think he's the Marilyn Munster of the whole family. He's the most normal, and they make him out to be the abnormal.
Do you know the Munsters out there? Or do you-
I'm sure people know the Munsters. It's in reruns on Nick
Marilyn
at
was
Night.
actually a great character because she's the quote-unquote normal who's treated like she's
Well,
a nut.
they feel sorry.
know.
They have pity on her because she's so beautiful, and they think she's so ugly. It's so crazy.
It's a great idea for a show.
That's what I feel Rob is. Rob is the most normal, but they make him out to
Yeah.
be the
Well,
abnormal.
that's a very good analogy. By the
Thank you.
way, speaking of your mother, you had a reading this week.
I had a very powerful reading
Mm-hmm.
with a clairvoyant who actually texted with me. It was not a reading. It was a reading, but it was via text. She knew nothing about me. She didn't know my name. She knew nothing except a phone number. And a friend said, you just text her and say, I would like a reading. You don't need to mention your name or where you got her info from. And it was the most powerful reading, and it was 1 hour, and what she told me blew my mind. That yesterday I was hysterical most of the day from being rocked by how accurate and how real what she told me about my mother especially, and my father, that no one would know except you, my sister, and Francesca, my best friend.
Yep.
And so this woman she is the real deal. And so I think.
So I told you that night that I worried about you because you want so badly for your mother to come back, and you did get to communicate via this texting
It was
with your mother.
incredible because
Yeah.
I've done a lot of sessions with mediums and clairvoyants and shamans, and you usually do them phone or Zoom. But at first when she said you text, I thought, well, that's kind of weird. And she said, no, it's really good. And once I got into it, it was the best because you're so focused, and she's doing it in real time because she's connecting whatever spirits and angels and vibrations or whatever she's feeling at that moment. She's texting you what she's getting back. So it was almost as though I was in a conversation with my mother at that very moment, and my father, because it was real time. And she was sending it so fast I couldn't text back fast enough. She said, do you want me to slow down? Because I'm just sending you whatever flashes are coming into me, I'm sending you. And
So
it was
my
just
biggest
incredible.
takeaway from this,
Yeah.
for your sake, is that I think she was trying to show you, the clairvoyant, that your mother, as she kept texting, is all around you and with you in spirit,
Yeah.
and protecting you and watching over you and as close to being with you as she can be from the spirit world, from the afterlife, and that you will be reunited with her. But right now, she built you, she made you to be who you are. As she used to tell you, got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
That is
So
true.
she sort of carved you out. She hardened you against the cold, cruel world, and she said, this is how you have to be. And I keep telling you, you're great because she made you great, and you just can't have her now as you live out the rest of your life, because that's the way it is.
No, I know.
Because everybody who turns 90-ish, the odds are against you. So she was 90, was she 91?
91.
She got to 91. And as she told you via text, your mother is telling you, I lived a great life. And she did.
But she didn't want to go.
No, she obviously.
I mean, there are a lot of people that want to
some
go.
do.
Like your mother did not really like living. Your
I don't
mother
know why.
always.
I don't know why. My mother just gave up.
She
just
was always
didn't
like,
want to go.
remember, we would go to her house and she'd be like, "I'm getting these things ready for when I die." Like, we're like, why? Why are you doing that now?
My mother was a good golfer, and then she just quit. And I said, "You're fine. You can play." Nah, I can't do it anymore.
She just wanted to go, but my mother did not want to go.
No.
But this woman, I have to tell you, and she said at the end, she texted me, she said, "We can't," I said, "Thank you so much, you're incredible." And she said, "We can't, people come your way because they're meant to come your way, and vice versa. So you came to me because it was meant to be, and I came into your life, it was meant to be, and that's how you deal with it." And she said, "You know, it's very hard that I said, when you see my mother, and you're connecting with my mother, what age is my mother?" And she said, "Your mother is, I see your mother in the hospital, meaning that it's a long life, but I see her when she's younger and she's standing next to your father in a younger form." But she said, "It's hard to understand because only way we connect here is 3D with a body."
Yeah, that's true.
And she said, "This is not with a body. This is a spirit."
Yeah. I just hope you're going to be okay, because
I hope so.
you just keep seeking your mother. You just keep.
I got closer this time.
You did.
This was like,
Okay.
this was really good.
All right. I think you actually. I think you rose from this. I think it was good for you.
Well, I have two more, but
You do?
yes.
Okay, there you go.
But no one can top this one, so.
No. And one last thing I forgot to mention, because you were raised without much money. I was raised without much money. And I think we were raised better that way because you learn to appreciate what you do eventually have.
I didn't have money, no.
And to conclude on Kim and Kanye, Ye, and their kids, I always remember what the Bible says about how it's harder for a rich man to go through the eye of a needle than to get to heaven. And it is, because all the money just gets in the way. And you say, well, it's great, you grew up wealthy, and then it skews everything, all your perspective, and it can ruin the rest of your life.
But the only thing you can't do is buy your health,
Can't buy your health.
because all the money in the world does not save people. So in the end, everybody is equal when it comes to health.
Okay, so back to the real world.
Yeah.
One last thing before we get to your first question.
Yep.
And that is, we see more and more of what are called Waymos here, driverless automobiles that now take people just as Uber or Lyft would take
They're
people.
Jaguars.
Yeah, they are.
They're Jaguars.
Yeah.
They're like an SUV
And they're
Jaguar.
kind of taking over the roads out here in Los Angeles. They're just everywhere.
And San Francisco, but not in New
so
York.
much New York.
No.
And so I was telling you that the woman who cuts my hair,
Yeah.
she's pretty young. She's like
28.
30-ish,
Yeah.
maybe. But she said she and her boyfriend, they just routinely, they take Waymos instead of Uber or Lyft. And she said the cost is the same. But you
I read that the
it's
cost
more,
is
but whatever.
more.
But the point is, you know, and I think your mother would be the same way if she were still with us.
Yeah.
But you're saying there's no way you're going to get
There is
in a
no
car
way.
without a driver.
I don't care if you paid me, if you offered me $1,000 and I like $1,000.
Or if you gave you free Waymos for
No.
a year, would you ever
No
take
way.
one?
They'd be in the garbage. I'm claustrophobic, and that's number one. And so I do not want to get into a car where there is no driver and there's no way out. The door's locked.
They do.
So that would be like, to me, I would have a heart attack in there. I could never. I walk to Beverly Hills, and the Beverly Hills High School is there,
Yep.
the one that was famous for 90210 TV show. And all those kids are getting into Waymos.
They are.
They just
They're
go,
everywhere.
you know, I mean, they have their Porsches and their Maseratis and their BMWs, but they also, the ones that are just walking, they'll take the Waymo. I would never in my life take a Waymo. I really wouldn't. Maybe if it was like the end of the world and they had to get somewhere, I would maybe take it. But can you imagine you get in there and then something happens with the electrical system and you can't open the door and the gas pedal gets stuck? What would you
now
do?
you're doing the worst case scenario.
Well, I don't know. It can happen, right?
I'm sure it will at some point to somebody.
Great. Would
Well-
you take it?
I probably would. So my hair cutter says that she just doesn't like to have to make awkward conversation with an Uber driver. So, okay, I get that. But she said the downside is if you're, 300 feet short of your destination and your destination is blocked by parked cars or a parked bus or something like that, that the Waymo doesn't know any better, so it just stops. And you're like, it's just right there. I'm going to get out. I can just walk 300 feet.
Or you can say to some guy, oh, just pull over here and
I'll just get out here. Well, you can't because it's going to wait until it gets to your drop point, right?
It's got no brains. I mean, there's no person in there. It's just all electric.
I think they're very safe, though, to ride in as far as crashes go.
I guess. I told you, my sister said she waved one on the other day and it went but I have crossed in front and I hope that every time when I walk in front of it, that they know that it's a person.
Okay. All right, this is Aaron from Buffalo, New York. Big game there Sunday with Kansas City.
Buffalo.
There's yet another biopic out, this time about Bruce Springsteen. It's always hard for me to see actors try to portray all-time icons. Do you like watching biopics or feel the way that I do, Ernestine?
I do not like biopics, and there's been a bunch of them. The Elvis Costello, Elvis Presley, Austin Butler, I couldn't get through that one.
It was rough, I agree.
Bad.
But the Tom Hanks character was just like cartoonish to me.
Now they're doing another one. I love Fred Astaire. Tom Holland is playing Fred Astaire. I don't know. The one that was the good one was Bob Dylan. He was good. Chalamet. Oh, he should have won the Oscar.
He was very good.
That was great.
It was well done.
But then some of them are they're so corny. They're so, the people don't look like the real people. I just can't take it. I don't like them. You?
We have to go case by case, but it's funny. Just allow me to say about Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of their work. Like, for me, neither has a great voice. This is just me.
That's you.
Dylan or Springsteen, not great.
Okay.
And I saw Springsteen in concert in Dallas. And I just didn't love it. And the audience just is mad for it, like berserk.
Boss.
Yeah. And Dylan, great songwriter. I give Springsteen, he's got great energy, he just doesn't have a great voice.
And he has a great band.
He had a great band. He had a big band sound, not like
Clarence
40s,
Clemens
but just
Stevie
big. It's just
Van Zandt and Little Stevie.
They come out and feel epic to you.
So good.
And he can boom it out, but he's more of a screamer to me. I don't.
I like him.
You do?
I do.
But he's
like
so
him.
Jersey. You like that,
Oh,
right?
I like, and when he first came on the scene, it was explosive. His music, he was a rebel, and he there's just something about him. And Dylan, I just love from day one.
Dylan's a poet and a great lyricist.
And I like his voice.
You do?
Blood on the Tracks is one of my favorite albums. I love him.
Just don't get it, but it's okay. So that's why I'm not that into Bruce Springsteen, because I'm not a big fan to start with.
But I'm not a biopic person, so.
Let's try Melissa from Studio City.
Oh.
Not
right
far
down
from
the road.
Where Hazel was born.
Hazel, she's in the valley.
Burbank.
Burbank.
Speaking of Johnny Carson, Melissa says Johnny Carson would have turned 100 this week. Wow. Regardless of platform, do you think Carson is the greatest host of any show ever? Ever? You say.
Any talk show?
I mean, the host of a show, any kind of show ever.
Yeah, without a doubt. Johnny Carson, hands down. Hands down.
I
mean, I do like Letterman, and I did like Jay Leno, but Johnny Carson was the master. The master.
Okay, I agree, but I'm trying to be fair and unbiased about this because we grew up with only Carson.
Yeah.
So, right? There was no competition to it.
I know, but if you asked Fallon, Seth Meyers, if you ask any of these talk show hosts today, who did they emulate or who did they like? It was Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson was beyond just a talk show host. I mean, he could do fun little
Bits?
segments.
He
And
did.
I mean, he was
They did
just
Saturday Night Live bits.
yeah,
you know,
and he
those
was a
kind of
master
bits.
at talking to his guests. He just knew how to talk to them to get the most out of them.
Yeah. He was very good. He was very real and very easy.
And Ed McMahon,
Yeah.
his sidekick, was great.
He's perfect. He was a yes McMahon.
Yeah, but he was perfect foil for him. You couldn't get better than Johnny
And
Carson.
Johnny, as a stand-up comic doing the opening monologue, he was really good, but he was very
great.
self-effacing and could laugh at himself, and he'd blow a joke, and then
Yeah.
he'd make a joke of that, and it would be funny.
And Doc Severinsen as the music band leader. I mean, just
But they were it, and they got everybody. They
Everybody.
just,
everybody.
yeah.
And he'd have great guest hosts on when he was gone. And
But in those days, there was Tom Snyder, and then there was who's the intellectual guy, the little blonde guy.
oh, Dick Cavett.
Dick Cavett, yeah. But they weren't like nightly competition, right?
No, they were more
Tom Snyder came on late
night. I mean,
right.
it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, 12:30.
Yeah.
But they were all the prototypes for what is today. So
That's
you
true.
can't, you know.
This is Laurel from Lincoln, Nebraska. President Trump demolished the east wing of the White House to build a ballroom. Do you think it's okay for a president to change the White House during their time in office?
No, I do not think so. And some of the areas that he demolished was like, you know, the Kennedy Garden. It was Jacqueline Kennedy Garden, a theater. It's $300 million to do this. $300 million.
And we have
at
a
this point
shutdown.
we have a government shutdown that's going into the third week, and SNAP benefits, which are welfare for people that don't have money, they're not getting November's money. These people don't have money for food, you know. So I don't know. And I read that the First Lady, Melania, is distancing herself from this
Really?
demolition because people are saying, and it's privately funded, but there's a lot of problems going on. And as I said last week, now that the holidays are coming, the airports are now, you're seeing delays because of air traffic.
Yeah.
People are not getting paid. They're not going to go to work. It's going to get worse. So
Well,
I don't know
just
why
took
you
your
have to worry about,
soapbox. Yeah.
you know, the White House
Okay.
facelift.
Well, I know this is a very negative connotation word, but as Jimmy Johnson once said, it's good being king. And when one of his players, I won't say which, said, well, wait a second, I thought we weren't supposed to fraternize with the cheerleaders, and don't you know?
Right.
And he's like,
Do
it's
whatever
good
you
being
wanna
king,
do.
right?
I guess that sums it up.
To the victor go the spoils. What I don't know is, this is the one thing I will say about Trump, it probably will improve the White House, what he's doing. And again, I understand all of your reservations on this, and the circumstance is, needless to say, not ideal right now, the timing of it, but I will bet you it will improve the quality of the White House.
Well,
They probably don't have that kind of room to put on
He's
that kind of
putting
event.
gold everywhere.
Okay,
He
well,
said they're
that's-
trying to do it to look like Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay.
And he may want to run for another term after this term, I heard.
Okay.
So he's moving in.
Quick aside, quick thought for you. Ernestine and I really know our protein bars because
That is
we
true.
always have protein bars around.
We do.
I like to eat something every 3 hours to refuel the body.
I
and
keep
it's
one in my
easy.
bag just in case I'm somewhere and I feel like I have to eat something quickly and I don't have anything to eat. So
Golf course.
golf
wherever
course,
we are,
walking
yeah.
to Beverly
Yes.
Hills.
Always have one handy. So we think we know protein bars.
We do.
And we have come to be shocked by how much we love David protein
do.
bars
David
because
is
they are
good.
extremely high in protein at the top of the market,
Low sugar.
low calories and sugar. That's the perfect blend.
That is great.
And
I like the blueberries good. The chocolate chip is good.
It's very
chocolate
good.
fudge is good.
Hey.
I've had them all.
yeah,
They're really
what's
good.
that? Peanut butter. I love
Oh yeah,
the peanut
butter is good too. I keep them in the refrigerator.
And to me, the taste is, it's been a while since I've had a candy bar, but it's right there with any
Yeah.
candy bar I have ever had.
I put almond butter on it or peanut butter. and I put it in the microwave for about 7 seconds.
Wow.
And it's
Gourmet
the best.
protein
oh my
bars.
God.
Wow.
So good.
So does David ever have a deal for our listeners and our viewers? You can buy 4 cartons of David Protein and get the 5th for free.
Wow, that's pretty
If you
good.
go to davidprotein, all one word, .com/ my first name, SKIP, go to davidprotein.com/SKIP to get your 5th carton for free.
I should put my name, /Ernie.
/Ernie.
ERNIE.
Next time.
Next time
week,
it's Ernie.
We'll do that. I told you she's becoming the star
Fair,
of this show.
equal.
And speaking of Ernie, a name I have never ever called you
No,
one
you
time.
haven't.
It is time for Skip and Ernie, or Ernestine, to go to the movies on the couch. So the other night we dived into the Marty Scorsese documentary. Wow.
So amazing.
Wow. So we got through,
2 episodes.
finally hit our bedtime. We didn't finish the second
No.
episode because finally I said,
Did we
okay,
not?
that's
I don't
enough.
remember. No, we didn't. We didn't finish it.
I had some
but it
work
was
to do and I said, I gotta go.
was
Okay.
Powerful.
Yeah. Hey, they're long episodes and it is
So interesting.
rich in detail. And he is obviously all in on the documentary, so he is just spilling his guts. And my biggest takeaway on him, one of the greatest directors ever, is that he was an outsider who became an insider.
And it's Rebecca Miller. Who
Rebecca
her
Miller,
father is Arthur Miller.
Arthur Miller is doing it, yeah.
Who is interviewing him and who created this documentary.
Okay, so he came from where your mother came
Yeah,
from,
and my
Lower
father.
East Side, of the father also,
Mott
Italian.
Street, Grand Street, yeah.
Houston Street,
Houston,
called
Mulberry.
Houston everywhere else in the country. And then I
Houston.
told you the other night, the correct pronunciation of Houston should be Houston.
Right.
H-O-U, except the city of Houston.
Right.
It's a weird.
Houston, Mulberry, Delancey,
Yeah.
Grand. That's where the tenements, lower class people. My mother and father grew up there. Poor, Italian, even though my mother was Jewish, but
Married
Italian. But that is where, if you watch Tulsa Kings, it's kind of like where he's
Where he
going
came
back to
from.
New York
Yeah.
to go to that area
true.
where
That's
the
a good point.
mafia kings
Yeah.
live. It was the Gambinos. It was, all the power
Heavy
mafiosos.
mafia influence
Yeah.
and kind of overseeing of the neighborhood.
Mario Puzo, who wrote The Godfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here was this very small Italian kid. He's very short. What is he,
5'4".
5'4"?
Yeah.
Mousy sort of little guy, but good looking
Yeah,
guy.
very cute. Yeah,
in
very
his
good
high
looking.
school, college days. And he's an artist and he does renderings and drawings that are storyboard
He
ideas
had a
for a
vision
movie.
at like 11 years
Yeah,
old.
he just had a gift. And he winds up going to NYU Film School.
But he went to become a priest before that.
I'm sorry, he did.
Yeah.
He had a little detour and tried to become a priest
He knew it
and
wasn't
realized,
for him.
I don't belong here. And the father told him, the head, whatever,
Yeah.
that said, you just don't
Not
belong
you.
here.
Yeah.
So he does go to film school and he starts making these silly little films that are very interesting,
Incredible.
where he's trying this and he's trying
Yeah.
that. And he did the close shave one
Yeah.
where the guy
It was just,
did a whole
that was
movie
during
of-
Vietnam to show about the Vietnam
the guy
War.
is shaving and he's just killing himself and he's
That was what
bleeding
we
and
were
he's
doing
killing,
during
he's
the
going
Vietnam
deeper.
War,
Yeah, that we're
yeah.
killing ourselves,
Killing
right?
ourselves.
And,
And he had a young editor, female editor,
Yeah.
who then ended up working with him for the next 60 years.
yeah, she was
incredible.
pretty in
Yeah,
her
very,
day.
very
You hate
pretty,
that, yeah.
beautiful. She was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, and she's interviewed, as are many of his old
Oh,
friends
and
from the
everybody,
neighborhood.
But yeah, and also including Jagger and people that have worked with him now. I mean,
Yeah, and fatefully, so he comes to LA and he doesn't fit and he hates it, and you can identify where
Yeah.
I don't belong here and they don't like me, and he did some stupid movie. He did it for the money.
Didn't he do Corman film? Didn't he do the Corman film? He was supposed to do
It was about a train.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And he was ashamed of it, and so was everybody who knew him. That's not for you. And he just said, I got this idea for this movie called Mean Streets, where I want to go back and do the real neighborhood.
Well, John Cassavetes, the famous actor, director, called him over and he said, "You spent a year of your life doing it. That's great, but this is trash, and you
Trash.
need to do
You
something
need
that
to
you
do
want
it
to do
right."
and believe in
Yeah.
yourself."
And so he faithfully one night meets a guy from the neighborhood, although this guy grew up with an artist parent,
Yeah.
Bobby De Niro, right?
Yeah.
And he said De Niro was at this little party and just sizing him up and listening to him and listening to him. And then they start crossing, sort of looking at each
Socials,
other's,
yeah.
wait a second, did you, yeah, you knew him.
Yeah.
Oh, I lived
Same
over there.
circle of people.
And there's a lot of cross-reference, and they're saying, well, wait a second, we know all the same people. And De Niro said, I'm in. So he does Mean Streets, and it scored. And he was off to the races.
And
so
Taxi Driver.
And well, that led to Taxi Driver with De Niro.
But he worked with Harvey Keitel in one of those first movies, remember?
Yeah. And then the great story, not to give it all away, but he couldn't get Taxi Driver past the censors. And they just said, it's going to be an X.
Yeah.
And he said, we can't, you'll kill it. It'll have no commercial chance if you put an X on it. And he somehow realized if he changed the color of the blood from red to brown.
Right, to mute it.
Yeah, that they would say, oh, that's okay. What?
Because it wasn't as in your face.
Yeah. It wasn't as shocking on sight. Brown
There's
blood.
some great interviews with Jodie Foster.
Oh, yeah, she was huge in Taxi Driver, but she was only like 12-ish, right? So she was the age of Northwest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
She grew up fast. Ooh.
It is, and she's a great director and actress, and it's incredible. But it's worth watching. It's on Apple, right? It's on Apple. I think it's on Apple.
I think it's Apple.
Yeah.
And we will finish it. And
yeah, I can't wait.
I'm just devouring it.
I wish I could meet him. I would just love to have a lunch with Martin Scorsese.
He's such a rebel. He just said, I'm going to do it my way. And now when I see him interviewed, he just seems like a nice old man, but he's a tough, crazy guy.
I wish people would watch that documentary I found that he did on his mother and father.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible. He did this documentary in the 70s when he was doing Gangs of New York or Mean Streets. I can't remember which one. It must have been Gangs.
No, Gangs of New York came much later.
Okay, then was that in the 70s?
Mean Streets was his breakthrough.
I'm trying to think when he did the documentary on his mother and father, but it's incredible. If you Google documentary, you could watch it online, and he takes just a camera into his mother and father's apartment, and he interviews them about their life growing up down there. It's incredible. I think it's 2 parts.
This is Daniel from Knoxville, Tennessee. I've been there many times. The finale of Stranger Things is going to be shown in theaters. Feels like a cool flex that a TV show is that big to where people will pay to see it in theaters where they could watch it at home for free, obviously.
Right.
Of all the TV finales, which one would you have wanted to see in a movie theater? In a movie theater.
The first one that pops into my mind is the last episode of MASH.
Really?
Wow, that was incredible.
It was a while back.
But that was one of the highest rated TV finales
was.
ever.
Mm-hmm. I think The Fugitive was up there too.
Maybe, but MASH is, probably.
I think you have it here, over here. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
pull it back over here.
Unless it's attached to my head.
Yeah. Okay.
MASH.
MASH. Well, now you're going back to like 1970-ish.
I don't know. They show it every night on TV, so it's still on. Francesca watches it every night.
Really?
Yeah. I've always watched the reruns of MASH. You can't not. Alan Alda, it's one of the best.
I cannot because I don't watch them because I didn't really watch it that closely when it was on.
That was one of.
It was a little
It was great.
silly.
No.
The theme song is called "Suicide is Painless."
It's great. MASH. Mine. What's yours?
Okay, and then there's a China Beach that was kind of like
Yeah,
MASH,
but that doesn't
right?
hold a candle to.
And then the woman in it is now is in Tulsa King is
Yeah.
the paramour of
the
love interest of Stallone.
Right, but
She's pretty good actually.
yeah, she's good, but no way can you China Beach and MASH. No way.
Okay, so the all-time grand finale for me, and I don't know if it qualifies as television, but Sopranos. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the final.
that's right. I knew you would say that because I wasn't a Sopranos person.
She
but
wasn't.
You were.
I had to watch it by
My mother
myself.
loved The Sopranos, and my sister, but I never.
In fact, we had just moved our show from New York City, Cold Pizza, and rebranded it in Bristol, Connecticut, as First Take.
Right.
It was still kind of cold pizza, but remember, I'm living in the hotel, and so the Spurs were playing LeBron's Cavaliers. Spurs swept in the finals, and on Sunday night, I'm having to flip back and forth between, because I only had the one TV, but I'm having to flip back and forth between the finale of The Sopranos.
That is.
And yet, I would have seen it in the theater in a heartbeat because it was a crescendo, but it left me flat because I wanted David Chase, that's the name, right? David Chase. I wanted David Chase to have the guts to end it. Have the guts. Show me a conclusive end.
I think that
does he
they
live
thought
or
there
does
was
he
going
die?
To be a second or whatever, but I did read an interview with Steve Perry who said they called him and asked him if they could use "Don't Stop, Believin'," and he said he would have to see. He would not want his song associated with if Tony Soprano got whacked.
Oh,
and so
wow.
they
Oh,
showed
that's
it to him the
interesting.
day before, and he held out until the last day.
Really?
And he said, okay, because he saw the ending, and as long as he did not want the name, his music associated with the killing, that would live on forever.
God.
A little bit of trivia.
News to me.
Yeah.
That's
Amazing.
shocking trivia.
Yes.
Because that could explain the gutless end to The Sopranos where you chickened out. You gotta
Well, I don't know.
you gotta
because
drop the hammer. Either
they
he
wanted
lives
to
or
use
dies.
The song, but I think they.
Okay, well I get that. And
Yeah.
it was the perfect song
was.
because the way it starts, it starts to build.
Yeah, it's a
and
great
Meadow
song.
can't park and she can't park and then she's late and they're sitting in the diner, restaurant, whatever it is, and she's running through the revolving door and
doors.
she pushes and it fades to black.
Fades to black.
And you're left thinking he probably got splattered because there are suspicious people all around.
Could. I don't know if they were going to ever do a second part, if they would
Maybe.
think maybe they were going to come back, but
Yeah.
that definitely was that's a finale.
That's a finale
That- the
without a
world-
conclusion.
The world
yeah.
waited for that.
Yeah, I was just left flat. I was offended by it, frankly.
Yeah.
The next day I was out of my mind. I could barely do my TV show talking about that end to
Everybody
that
was
show.
offended. I think a lot of people were offended to this day.
This is Paul from Flint, Michigan. We're getting from all over
Wow.
the country. Wedding Crashers is being
That was a good-
released on its 20th anniversary.
Wow.
Have you ever crashed a wedding? Or would you
God.
ever want to crash a wedding?
I have never
Ernestine?
crashed a wedding.
No?
I have never.
I liked Wedding Crashers. I thought it
I
was
love
funny.
that movie. That was a funny movie.
And Will Ferrell has a great cameo at the end of it.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I've seen that Bill Murray crashes weddings a lot.
Really?
Yeah, he'll show up at weddings.
Just show up?
Yeah, he'll show up at
Okay.
weddings.
Without knowing anybody?
Yeah, without knowing anybody. I have never crashed a wedding, and honestly, I have never been to that many weddings in my life. I've been to maybe 2 or 3. I have not been to a lot of weddings.
Okay. Why is that?
I don't get invited.
You don't have a lot of friends?
I don't have a lot of friends who get married. Yeah, I have not been to that many weddings. I don't really feel like crashing a wedding.
I wouldn't crash my own wedding because I didn't like my own wedding.
Did you go to your own wedding, or did you have
barely.
a stand-in?
I was forced to go to my own wedding. I just knew it in my heart I didn't want to do this. And I'm going to state my case again.
Here we go.
I say more marriages are wrecked by the wedding than anything else that ever happens going into the marriage. Because the emotions of the wedding, the finances
Yeah,
of the
well, that's the
wedding
whole
are
thing
so
of the-
hard to deal with on the bride and the groom, but especially on the bride and her mother.
Well, that's
It's
what our
just-
friend Laura is going through right now.
She is. Where
know.
it's overwhelming on all fronts.
But now it's even worse because now of social media and that world that everyone knows what you're doing and you have to top your friend, and it's even more magnified.
It's just terrible because you can't top it. You
No.
keep trying and it's all a waste. And then the wedding becomes for the mother, and she's going to live through the daughter and try to make it better than her wedding.
What I find funny is that when people are getting married that we know, you have to go on their registry. Like, why are you asking for stuff that you're never going to use?
Never
You know,
gonna
I
use
need
any of it.
I need a gold-plated walnut cracker.
Yeah.
What is that? Why do These are things that are so ridiculous.
Because I knew my wedding wasn't correct, and it wasn't hatred. I didn't hate her. It just wasn't right.
Right.
We were like brother and sister at that point, and we should not have gotten married. And she would tell you the same thing. But we did, and we
bring
kind
her
of
out.
toughed
Do we
it.
have
Hey,
her?
come
Hey,
on
come
over
on
here.
out. Yeah,
You would like her.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
no,
Maybe
I
you
don't
would.
think so. Yeah, she's
But we
not my league.
sort of toughed it out for 4 years, and we knew it was wrong. But
Yeah.
but the point was, I felt such deep guilt and shame that so many people gave us gifts we did not deserve, and I wanted to give them all back, but you can't.
I'm going to say, okay, here, take your gift back. I don't think we're going to last.
Yeah. Well, I just
Hold
knew
your
it.
gift. I don't think
Some
we're
of my
getting.
friends said, "You didn't look very happy going down the aisle," and I was like, "I just knew.
Well, I just don't know why people. They
But
give you
we
the
were
range
getting
of, like,
married because everybody else had gotten married, and we had been in a bunch of other weddings, and then we had everybody come to our wedding, and all the money that got spent for travel. My friends from Vanderbilt, Nashville, Tennessee, coming to Oklahoma City,
That's crazy.
and nobody had any money, and they were spending money for us, and she had like 20 bridesmaids, which forced me to have 20 groomsmen. It was
God,
ridiculous.
so you are a wedding connoisseur.
I'm going to crash the wedding. I'm going to
crashing the wedding.
Yeah.
But I just don't get the whole registry thing.
Yeah, because
like
butter knives.
Yeah,
Okay.
but not even that. It's just
No,
weird
come on.
things that you're never going to use. But
This and that little
you know, like a
teapots or something. I don't know what they are.
silver-plated like toothbrush.
It's just
holder.
junk. It becomes
but
like
you're never gonna
what's
use
the
them.
Yiddish word, tchotchkes?
Tchotchkes.
They're all like little tchotchkes that you'll never
You're going to
use.
keep them in a cabinet.
You're gonna, we've got a whole cabinet.
Yeah,
of
we got a
this.
cabinet.
Yeah,
You
okay.
have a cabinet.
Okay, this is May from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Like Charlotte.
Francis Ford Coppola is selling his quote-unquote pricey watch collection
That's true, I read that.
to help recoup the millions millions plus that he lost because of how much of a flop Megalopolis was. I watched it on the treadmill. You didn't
liked
watch
it?
it? No, I did not. It's way out there. For star directors like Coppola, Kevin Costner with his Horizon films, do you think it's smart for them to spend their own money on their quote-unquote passion projects, or do you think it's just a complete waste of money? It's a good question.
You and
Maeve.
I watched Horizons, and we actually liked it.
Okay,
I'm
we
glad
saw
he
the
made it.
first
I thought it was
installment,
great.
right?
We watched both.
In the movie. Oh, we did.
we
did
watched
two?
because there was two, and then there was supposed to be a three, and then
Wait,
they never
did we
the
do
three.
two?
We watched two.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we
I think
thought it
we
was
didn't.
great.
I think we watched two here instead of going to the movies.
It was great.
We liked
oh
it a
my God,
lot.
And your friend was in it. Your friend, the
No,
actor.
yeah.
He was in it.
He was.
It was so good.
I don't get it.
I don't know what. I think they wanted to bash him before it even came out.
Okay, so this is just me, and I told Kevin Costner this to his face one time when he was on with us on First Take. I told him how much I liked Waterworld.
Yeah, you liked
I think
Waterworld.
Waterworld
I watched
is
it too.
really
It wasn't
good.
bad. Jeannie Triplehorn was in it. She was great.
Good, and the little girl
little
is
girl?
very good. She's got the map
Yeah.
tattooed on her
It was great.
of Dryland, and
It was an interesting film.
what's his name? Played the villain.
Oh, yeah.
The classic.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't remember his
I
name.
never can think of his name.
Yeah.
But he was a great villain. They had a great shootout in the water.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought that was
It's very
good.
touching. It's very compelling, and you know, he's half man, half fish, and it's
It was good. I thought
it's
it
good.
was great.
He played a strong character, and she was feisty and
Did
combative.
he put his money up for Waterworld?
I'm pretty sure he did. It was a passion
I
project.
don't know. I think
and it was a big swing and miss.
if you feel
By the
strongly
way,
about something.
we just come to LA and we went to one of the dinner clubs, Soho
we went
House.
to
Went to Soho
the
House,
Soho House,
and we
yeah.
saw Jeannie.
We saw Jeannie Triplehorn there with her husband, who
Yeah.
was the actor that played in. Now I can't
Here
think
we
of.
go.
Remember, he played the priest in
did.
in Ray Donovan.
He did. He played the priest in
Ray Donovan.
But
He
she's
was-
sitting right across
Yeah,
from us.
she looked
Waterworld. Yeah.
She's beautiful. But I think if you have the money, I guess it's okay to try to fund your own project, because if you
Hey.
believe so strongly in it and nobody else wants to do it, why not? And I feel bad if it doesn't make the money back.
Okay, for me, Megalopolis, I couldn't finish it. It just didn't work. I'm sorry. It was just too out there.
But he probably loved it and wanted to do
well, he
it. So, but it's like Broadway. people put all their money into, I was asked to give money for a show to be a producer, and you put money into it, and then it closes the next night, and you don't get that money back. So it's all a gamble.
It is, but if you have a passion and you have the money, I hope Francis Ford Coppola is going to be okay.
I think
if
he's
not,
okay.
his
He's got
daughter
his
will bail him
vineyards,
out.
but he's got his vineyards, and
I
say
think he's
do
gonna
it.
be
I don't
okay.
know, because you
have
really
to
believe in
go
something.
with your heart.
You can't
and
expect
then you
people
have
to believe what you
damn
believe
the
in.
media torpedoes.
Yeah,
You just
who cares?
if people don't like it,
Yeah.
you did, or you wouldn't have made it.
And I
Unless
liked
you,
Ishtar. Ishtar was a good movie.
Like Ishtar.
I don't think anybody put their money. That was a studio. That was Paramount.
And then there was Days of Heaven. Do you remember that?
Richard
I watched
Gere.
it. Yeah, and it was a big bust. Ishtar might be the all-time.
Yeah, Ishtar was, but I thought it was funny with Dustin Hoffman and Warren Beatty. It was good.
Okay.
Everybody to each
this
his
is
own.
Jeff from Albany, New York. New season of You Don't Want This, and it's based around two people from different religions who are dating. How much do you think religious beliefs play in deciding who you date? This is via email from Jeff. Okay.
I
You
don't
want me
have
to
a
start?
problem with it. You have a problem with it.
I do. It still eats at me, but I fell in love with you knowing that you're Jewish and Catholic and not from where I came from in any way, shape, or form. Literally not from Oklahoma City, but not from where I
From Beldar,
was
yeah.
raised. I was
No.
from Beldar. And, I knew I wasn't going to try to force you to convert to being a Methodist, but for a while you went to a Methodist church with me in New York.
I don't have a problem going to the church.
No. But
I mean,
we
but
don't.
I wasn't raised that way, so I don't have a problem with anything.
Okay, she wasn't raised anyway.
My family believed that you could do whatever you want. I went to the temple. I went to a Catholic church. So to me, going to a Methodist church, it's whatever. And I believe that there's a higher power.
You do.
But
so that's our
doesn't
saving
mean
grace.
that I have to
Yeah.
go to a church and I have to pray there. You
No.
go because you feel better when you go to a church to pray.
But during football season, I can't go because
Right.
the games start so early here. You just
So
can't
you
make
pray
it. So
by
I pray
yourself.
by myself on Sunday morning. It's the first thing I do when I get up for an hour. And then in the off season, I go to church.
Right.
But that's just me. And I did grow up that way, but I do believe in it. And I
But
think
then for a while you didn't go to church. When you were dating those other women, you never went to church. Remember back in the day, you told me that
there
you
was some
were not.
periods where I didn't.
Yeah, there were periods that you didn't, but didn't mean that you were a bad person.
And for
because
a
you
while, I went to Catholic Mass.
didn't. Right, so
Because of the women
Madam
I
X.
was with. Madam X. There were two Madam X's
two
who were
Madam
Catholic.
X's. And they didn't stick around. So the one that didn't believe in your background stuck around.
Yeah.
So then it just
That's
goes to
why
show
I'm
you it
here.
doesn't matter.
No.
I
but
don't think it matters.
The bottom line to you is, I know you have God in your heart. You
I believe
in
in a
higher
God.
power.
I believe in a God.
Yeah, you got mad at God for taking your mother.
Well, definitely.
Yeah, so you've gone through a rocky
Yeah,
period
most
with
people
that.
do. When bad things happen, most people say, even when things happen, and I say, why would somebody like that be taken away when they're murderers that are
Well,
walking
that-
out? I talk to
God
people about
only
that all the
knows.
time. God only knows, right? But
Yeah.
I think if you have kids, maybe having kids change that you have to have something to raise kids. But I was raised not like that, and I came out okay.
She did come out okay. This is Jason from Baltimore. Skip, you've said that you look at everything as half empty instead of glass half
That is
full.
true.
In part because you don't want to jinx anything. Seems like a tough way to live. I was wondering, when was the last time you initially looked at something in a positive way?
Good question.
No, it's
When's
not.
the last time you? Oh, we should write that down.
Look,
Tyler, take a note.
yeah, Jason. So, every great thing that's happened in my life, I always thought was a God thing, and I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
So I didn't hope and pray for it, because I don't think you can pray for great things to happen. You just need to pray for the right thing to happen,
Yeah.
whatever your path should be, keep me on that path.
Yeah.
Don't let me stray. Give me the strength to stay on your path. Show me where I'm supposed to go. Use me for your good. And every time something monumental, something life-changing happened to me, I just didn't see it coming at all. So I don't know. When something starts to happen, I just say, keep your head down, nose to grindstone, and just keep working. And one thing about me is I just keep going at it as hard as I can.
But you also put blinders on and you block everything. But your first initial response to everything is, it's negative. My first initial response is positive. I always look at it as though, oh, well, that could maybe happen.
Yeah.
That could maybe do. You are like, womp, womp. You're like Charlie Brown. You just, womp, 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 womp. You don't want to, everything is never going to happen. That can never be. Don't even think that. Why do you think that could happen? I don't live like that.
Okay, but I don't think it's a tough way to live because
you're used to it and you've made yourself. You're happy with being negative. I'm not happy. I hate negativity. I don't want people around me that are negative.
I'm generally a happy person because I like my life. I like what I do. Well, I do.
You're a happy person.
Well, I am.
My mother is laughing right now.
No, she's
My mother is laughing.
She's nodding.
My mother would say to me,
"That's
the
true."
only time Skip is happy is when he's miserable.
Okay.
You are. You like to be. You love when something is like down. So you.
Well, I like to be challenged.
You challenge. Okay, that's another way of
I like
putting it.
to fight back.
You're like.
I'm happy fighting back.
I am someone that my mantra in life is anything in life is possible. That's how I look at everything. Anything in life is possible. So I don't like negative people around me, people that have been my friends that are negative. Oh, that'll never happen. I don't have time for that. I don't want people.
But I always tell you, I'm happy. I look forward to our date nights, our TV nights. I have a whole lot of fun with you. I've never not had fun with you.
Well, I'm a fun person to be with.
You can be pretty negative.
I'm a fun
sarcastic.
person. Me negative.
You do complain so much about other people. It's this, and she's that, and he's that, and she's that.
Well,
and I'm like, I don't do that. I don't complain like that.
Yeah, but I don't like bad things and bad people and people that are just.
No, but you gossip too much with Francesca. You're always.
Well,
I walk by and you're on the phone and. She's this and she's that.
That's what girls do.
Right. Can you believe that she's...
Cindy Lauper said it best. Girls just want to have fun. That's what girls do. They gossip.
Girls just want to rip girls.
Yes, girls are always doing that.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. This is a comment from Noah Clark, 4642. As a younger male who has nothing in common with females my age, it's nice to see the double standard on this specific topic called out by us on last week's show. A call out. Yes, older men do take flack for dating younger women, but usually it's swept aside as daddy issues or he has money.
Oh, yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Older women don't get that rug sweep when they date younger men. The problem comes up and it lingers, it stays, it never actually goes away like with older men. So that was your...
Yeah. About older women dating younger
yeah.
men because of Jessica Simpson saying she's dating younger men now and that was her MO in life.
Got it. This is a YouTube comment from @MikePunzak7297. Ernestine is great.
Thank
Skip,
you.
you need a new ball cap. 20 years for you two. Congratulations. So this comment I specifically wanted to respond to because thank you, but it's punctuated from Mike Punchak.
Yes.
Skip, you need a new ball cap. Where did that come from?
Well, I think maybe because you had
Last week I wore a Dodger cap. Is this like a Yankee?
From? Maybe he's not a Dodgers
Maybe it's a New
fan.
York thing.
I
I like my Dodger cap. I like the Dodgers. You hate the Dodgers because you hate LA loving the Dodgers.
I like the Yankees.
Okay.
They should have been in the World Series.
But they weren't because they're not as good as the Dodgers.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Well, that's just the truth. This is @Peter274 Skip. Why have you adopted rooting for teams from other cities like the Lakers, Dodgers, and Cowboys, but you don't root for any New York teams despite having lived there forever with Ernestine being from there?
Thank you.
Okay, well,
He never roots for any of my teams.
All right, understand. first started in the newspaper business, it was mostly here at the LA Times, and God, did I have a great time? I had a great time. It was one of the times of my life here.
You're dating a million women. You
I
had a
was.
great time.
I was. And I was still kind of on the back end of being quote unquote married. But
Right,
whatever. But
they had a loose
I
marriage.
covered the Lakers. I wrote about the Lakers. I was steeped in Laker tradition, so there's a place in my heart for the Lakers and for the Dodgers because I wrote about the Dodgers.
Right, but whenever I bring up the Yankees or the Mets or the Jets or Giants or
okay, but
Knicks, Nets,
I never wrote about the Yankees, Mets,
you're not a New York person.
Knicks, Nets.
You don't like New York.
I do like New York. I lived there.
You lived there because you were forced to, but it wasn't like you chose to
No,
live
I really,
there.
I always said I want to live in New York. Then I chose to live permanently in LA because I'll
Right.
take LA over New York any day.
Right, but you don't have the New
but-
York is built in you. Like Michael Rappaport. He
Oh,
is New
well,
York through
but he
and
was
through.
born and raised there.
Right.
Okay.
So, but a lot of people come to LA that are New Yorkers but still love New York. Not everybody turns into
I know,
a
but-
Dodger
but
Laker fan.
I then moved from LA to Dallas to cover and write
And then
books
you love
about the Dallas
Dallas.
Cowboys.
You
Well,
like-
and I grew up a Cowboy fan since I was 10
5
years of
years old.
age,
Oh.
10, because they were
7.
just born. Okay, so it makes
Peter,
sense.
I'm with you.
Well, I'm not with
Well,
either
you never
of you.
want to. Every
Because
time I bring up a Yankee,
I don't
you-
have Yankees, Mets in my heart, or
No, you
Knicks. I don't have the Knicks. I don't care about the Knicks. Stephen A. loved the Knicks.
I like the Knicks. I have a sweatshirt. I have a Knicks. I have a Yankees. I have New York stuff. I'm sorry.
Okay. That is it for this episode, round 46, and we'll see you next week if, in fact,
Yeah,
we're still speaking,
but I
and
may
that's
be out
debatable.
shopping.